Hello guys, welcome back to my channel Jntuh Explainer. Today I am back with topic number 3, vulnerabilities and threats in cybersecurity. Let's get into the topic. What do we mean by vulnerabilities and threats? These are crucial for protecting systems, networks and data. They are nothing but flaws for our system. So let's explain or let's try to understand vulnerabilities. These are weaknesses in a system or network that can be exploited by attackers to gain unauthorized access or cause harm. This is our door of your house, which is very strong. Let us understand and assume that these are the layers of your security. Like this door is the layer of your security. But there may be a flaw in the locks which you have used for your house. So even the door is strong, but the lock which you are using may be a flaw for the hackers or for the thieves to enter in your house. In the same way, vulnerabilities are also weaknesses in a system. So let's try to understand some vulnerabilities. So the first one is software vulnerabilities. This is the vulnerabilities which occur due to the software or which are present in the software. The first one is buffer overflow. What is meant by buffer overflow? This is basically they occur when more data is written to a buffer than it can hold, which leads to potential arbitrary code execution. When a buffer is present, when you it has some space, but when you overwrite more than that space, it contains some flaws in it where it can be identified by the attacker and they try to enter through that flaws. Let's try to understand SQL injection. It is a flaw that allows attackers to execute arbitrary SQL queries in a database through user input fields. In SQL we write queries, right? These queries are saved in our database. These attackers find some flaws in the user input fields, and through that flaws they enter into our database and then they try to overtake our complete system. The third one is cross-site scripting. This is an attack that injects malicious scripts into web pages viewed by other users, exploiting vulnerabilities in web applications. We have seen many times whenever we try to open some web applications, they show us they ask us for many cookies, but the attackers try to enter into our system through that. So cross-site scripting is one of them. And the second vulnerability type is hardware vulnerability. So in hardware vulnerability there are two types, meltdown and spectre, and the second one is firmware flaws. So let's understand them. Meltdown and spectre these are the examples of vulnerabilities that exploit weaknesses in modern CPUs to leak sensitive data. Modern CPUs, while making them so advanced, there are some flaws which these attackers learned and they attacked that weakness and enter into our CPU and acquired the most sensitive data which is present in the CPU. And the second one is firmware flaws. Security flaws in the firmware of devices like routers, cameras and other IoT devices can be exploited. So the third one is configuration vulnerabilities. There are two types in this, default credentials and open ports. Using default usernames and passwords on devices or software, the attackers can easily exploit the data. So they try to find a flaw in our credentials which are present in the system, and they try to access the complete usernames and passwords present in that. The second one is open ports. Unnecessary open network ports can be exploited for unauthorized access. The fourth one is human vulnerabilities. In this we have social engineering. We already know what is social engineering. The attackers exploit human psychology to trick users into giving up sensitive information or performing harmful actions. This is done through physically. The attackers directly come in contact with the user through a call or through any type of email, and they directly take the sensitive information while having a conversation with the victim. So that's it guys with the vulnerabilities. In the part 2 we will be discussing about the threats. So be ready for that. Thank you so much guys. Please subscribe.